Hey guys, it's Melissa. Welcome to my channel. Also, welcome to my kitchen. In today's video, I'm going to do a little something different. I wanted to show you guys how I make zucchini noodles, also affectionately known as Zoodles. I first got into eating Zoodles because I was looking for a way to incorporate more vegetables in my diet. Some of you guys already know I've been trying to figure out ways to improve myself, especially when it comes to my physical health. And I've been focusing on diet and exercise in order to do so. And one thing that I noticed about my diet was that it significantly lacked a good amount of vegetables. So I was finding ways of incorporating more vegetables in my everyday meals. That's when I came across using zucchini as noodles as a replacement for pasta. I've been also trying to reduce the amount of carbs in my diet, to eliminate the amount of sugar in my diet as well. I'm basically on a low carb, high fat sort of a diet. My body responds well to low carb, high fat. I can go into more detail in another video as to why I chose to attempt that sort of a lifestyle and the results that I've been getting. If you guys are interested, but just let me know in the comments down below. I love spaghetti, so this has been a good alternative for me. To make zucchini noodles, you'll need a spiralizer. This particular spiralizer comes with 3 blades. The one that I'm going to use right now, this blade, this is the one that I like using when I'm making my zoodles. But then it comes with 2 other blades that are stored below it. Very convenient. Might need a chopping board, this huge hunk of thing I bought from Costco. And of course, you're going to need zucchini. You can make more, and sometimes I do make more than just 2 zucchinis. I'll make 3 or 4, but it ends up being a lot. And I notice when I'm cooking the zucchini, it's a lot easier to manage when it's just 2 versus 3 or 4. What you're going to need to do first is chop off the ends of the zucchini. After you've rinsed them and dried them, make sure you rinse and dry your vegetables, y'all. You need a flat surface in order to attach the zucchini to your spiralizer. So I'm gonna lay down some paper towel on my chopping board. There's a reason for that, I'll explain later. And then I'm gonna take one of the zucchinis, I'm gonna attach it to the end that has the spikes in it. This is the end that's gonna be pushing the zucchini towards the blade. And then I'm gonna attach it to the end that's almost like a little spoke that helps hold the zucchini in place. The way that this spike end works is as you're rotating it, it causes the zucchini to rotate around this spoke, and then that's how it ends up being sliced with the blades that's on this side. It comes with this little handle right here in order to basically provide support as you're pushing the zucchini forward. You can probably hear there's a little storm going on outside. Actually, it's a pretty big storm that's going on outside, but we're gonna try to ignore it and make our zoodles. With my left hand, I'm providing force to push the zucchini forward, and with my right hand, I'm just rotating it. And as you can see, it's making little noodles. It's pretty simple, it's pretty easy. That's why I like using this spiralizer. And at some point, it'll stop moving forward. There's nowhere else for it to go. It's reached the end. And then I'll move the spirals over. I'll spread them out a little bit on the paper towel. When you pull the zucchini chunk out, you'll see that the center is still intact. This is where like the seeds are. You can keep it, you can cook that part if you want, throw it in your salad, what have you. And then there's some extra pieces over here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and spiral the other zucchini. I usually like putting the wider end where the spoke is in order to take advantage of the amount of flesh that's on that end. When you notice before, when I got to the end of the zucchini, that part doesn't get spiralized. So I like the end that has the most vegetable to be spiralized, so I'm wasting the least amount. Hopefully that makes sense. And the spiralizer comes with these suction pads on the bottom that helps hold it in place. Now the reason why I have the paper towel out and I'm spreading the zucchini noodles out onto the paper towel is because a large portion of zucchini is actually water. I'm feeling zucchini right now and you can feel how moist it is. You can feel the water content. But when you think about noodles, when you think about spaghetti, when you think about pasta, nobody wants soggy spaghetti, nobody wants soggy pasta. The thing that you should do in order to kind of reduce the amount of water that ends up being cooked with the zucchini is to spread it out on your paper to pat it dry. So I'm gonna go around patting the zucchini dry for a little bit. I've also heard of people sprinkling some salt on the zucchini, especially if you're gonna be salting it anyway. Just sprinkling some salt on the zucchini and then letting it sit out for about, 15 minutes or so, and then drying it, because then the salt can help pull or draw some of the water out of the zucchini. So when you go to pat it dry, it's a bit more effective. I personally haven't tried that yet, but that's just a tip, something to try in the future when you make your zoodles, just in case you're having issues with having too much water remaining in them. Another tip that I have for you guys, when you're spiraling the zucchini, is basically making multiple long continuous noodles. So when you're eating it or when you're cooking it, if you don't cut them ahead of time, you end up with this really long noodle as you're eating, or multiple really long noodles. So at some point it's good to cut them. Now I'm gonna go ahead and cut these noodles into smaller chunks. That's what I'm talking about. I already transferred the zucchini noodles and I'm gonna set the temperature to about medium to high heat. This particular butter is made by Kerrygold and I usually buy it in bulk from Costco, and the reason why I really like this particular butter is because it's made from milk from grass-fed cows. So I poured in the zucchini noodles. It'll cook in like maybe 10 minutes. Just want to stir it around, flip it. It's kind of hard to do when I only have one hand. Usually I'll be holding on to the handle of the pot. So while that's happening, I'm gonna start making the sauce. Usually with zucchini noodles, I like eating it with one of two sauces. Either I'll put some pesto on top of it. That's my salmon that I was cooking, it's ready. But what I'm gonna be making right now is more of a tomato-based sauce. In this pot, I'm gonna melt a little bit of butter. I just flipped over some of the zucchinis and turned down the temperature a little bit. This smells so good, you guys. I'm looking forward to diving into this. But anyways, like I was saying, I'm gonna melt a little bit of butter. I'm gonna put into the pot some diced tomatoes. I'll just put the whole can in. Again, this is something that I bought from Costco. It's organic diced tomatoes. This may or may not be enough diced tomatoes. I think I'm going to add just a little bit more. Check on my zucchini noodles. They look pretty much done. I'm gonna turn off the heat. Move back to my sauce. It's starting to boil. I like to add some garlic. I also like to add some Italian seasoning as well as some salt. And then you can just go ahead and give it a nice stir. How long you cook this for kind of depends on the consistency of the sauce that you want. In order to compensate for the wateriness of the zucchini, then I would recommend that you leave this on the stove boiling or simmering for a bit longer in order to allow the water content to evaporate more. Now for phase 3, my favorite part, and that is eating! Yay! Yay! I sprinkled on some Parmesan cheese on top, put some pesto on the side, but yeah, this is the final product. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought and if you've ever tried making zoodles. If you thought this video was helpful, make sure you give it a thumbs up and feel free to share it along with others. Until next time, you guys, bon appetit. Mwah.